Full Throttle Television welcomes you to the Jewel in the Desert, Phoenix International Raceway for tonight's Round 8 coverage of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. My name's Bernie Hanna. Beside me tonight in the booth, as always, is Tony Solari. And Tony, this jewel is shining bright tonight here at Phoenix Raceway, and we're looking forward to an action-packed race for sure.
Yep, Phoenix is a great little track, and well, it's not too little, but a good mile, but it's got two corners that are completely different from each other, and then you throw a little dog leg in there, and yeah, it's the duel in the desert basically.
Absolutely. Let's look at tonight's race information here. If we can get this pulled up, and yeah, so we're looking at the like you said, the two ends are completely different bankings on each end. And then you throw the dog leg in there, and to me, that's the most interesting part tonight is going to be that dog leg. Are they going to cut it? Are they going to stay on the track? You know how hard these cars are to handle down the straightaways. You throw a little dog leg action in there, and I don't know what we're going to see tonight.
I did a couple of little laps of practice like I usually do, and I did not want to even venture to go down there, and I really haven't seen too many guys going down there, but hey, they have that option. So if things get hairy and they need to make a move, at least they're not going to get penalized for it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been interesting to watch these guys do a little practice laps. We've seen some practice during, I think, during qualifying now. But yeah, during practice, we saw some guys kind of venture down there. But I don't know that I really honestly don't know what you're going to see through that section. But you got, like I said, you got what is now turn 1 and 2, a little less banking than 3 and 4, and that kind of makes the uh, setup options are kind of limited when you have those kind of different corners of the racetrack.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, the setup again is really good. I was having some fun out there, and it's a really good momentum track, and you can really get some good speed out of now 1 and 2. I don't understand why NASCAR did it, and I'll probably screw it up all night, but it is what it is. But yeah, 1 and 2 with the big arc, you can get a really good momentum. You can almost hit the chip coming down the back straight, and then you're hard braking going into one, just because it's such a tighter corner, which is, I should say, going into 3. I already screwed it up, but yeah, it's a fun track, and it makes a challenge. And these cars obviously are a handful as it is.
It is a fun track. It's a track we've seen before. People be able to search around through, especially what is now 1 and 2, kind of run high, and you're able to arc that, up high, and then kind of get that run off the corner and down the back stretch. You're able to make a lot of time by being able to do that. We'll see if these guys move around. We've seen all these races pretty much be bottom feeders, so I don't know if that's going to happen. And honestly, even as we're seeing right now, Michael Murray took his qualifying lap, even ducking down below the yellow line. So you've got plenty of racing room here.
Yeah, it's a good big track. I mean, these cars are small anyway, but yeah, they got plenty of room to move, especially now with the dog leg being open. And it looks like well, Michael Murray's done with his Q lap, but yeah, he ducked down there, and yeah, it's just going to be another fun track, another fun race. This league puts on some good shows too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to it. Before we get into the action, though, we got to pay some bills, thank some sponsors. We'll be right back after this. Racing action from the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series is brought to you by Team 126 Racing, your home for hard-nosed, short-track racing action from the UK. Like and follow them at facebook.com/Team126Racing. By Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing and experience immersion on a whole new level. Visit thebuttkicker.com to see all of their amazing products today. By Track Racer. Experience refined gaming for yourself, including the new Alpine Racing TRX system. For more information, visit trackracer.com today. By Edwards Setup Shop, proud setup provider of the Smokin Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. Visit facebook.com/Edwards Setup Shop for more information. And by Epsilon Sprint Wraps, the place to get your sprint car and dirt racing paint schemes. Visit facebook.com/Epsilon Sprint Wraps today. And as qualifying wraps up, yeah, we're getting ready to go. For you guys joining us for the first time, we do kind of want to run through the format for tonight, for every night. We'll start out with some heat races. I believe it's going to be 8 laps like normal. So I have two 8-lap heat races to set the inside and outside rows. Um, those heat races are actually set by qualifying, but in inverse order. So you have the fastest qualifiers starting at the back, coming through the front in the heat races, and then the main event, which is usually, I believe, 60 laps, if I remember right, Tony.
Yep.
Then the 60 lap main event will be set by the heat race finishing order. So, got a lot of racing going on tonight, and looks like we're about ready to get first heat race going here. As soon as they get lined up, we'll start going through the starting order.
Yeah, it looks like too. They're only going to be having one heat race. I'm only showing 11 cars total, but yeah, I could start running through the names. We have it's not Melissa Dyer on your front row. It is actually Trevor Dyer, and I apologize for miss calling him a girl, but he's starting first. We got Marshall Layton starting second. We have David Baldessar starting third. Ed Walk in the 10 starting fourth. Sean Huffstutler in the number 94 starting fifth. We have Chad Biesinger starting sixth, Ty Bostic starting seventh, Michael Murray starting eighth, Bryant Newingham starting ninth, Kevin Dampier 10th, and Billy O. Smith is 11th. The Christopher Standers and a Max Stevenson are showed in the server, but it doesn't look like they're going to be on track.
And unfortunately, as always, the heat races are not friendly with the overlay system we use. So unfortunately, our overlay is down for the moment. But we'll work on that, see if we can get that going again for you guys. We always want it to know, have the most information as possible, and I know you guys do too. So apologize for that, but we'll work on that as we go.
Yeah, it looks like the pace car is just now starting to pull off, and these guys are going to probably take their two opening laps, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. It looks like our best qualifying time was done by Michael Murray, and he ran a 25.6. And then Ty Bostic ran a 25.7 for second. Again, they're starting later, 8 and 9, or 7th and 8th, because of the invert.
I was about to say that you're going to watch these guys come from the 7th and 8th position back there. They do invert, I believe. Do they invert 7 or 8 cars? I'm not sure, but somewhere around that number. So the guys actually start kind of mid-pack and have to work their way up through the field.
Yeah, 8th spot is basically your pole. So yeah, apparently if they had more people, there'd be more heats, but it looks like we're only just going to have the one heat tonight with the limited amount of cars. But still, 11 cars with these, small track like this is not so bad.
All right,
Not a
we're
bad field tonight.
getting ready to go green here. Three, and 4. Wait for the green flag. You got Dyer up there, and he's kind of got a little bit of a gap, and we're green flag racing, though. They're off.
Yeah, and he didn't hold that very long. Marshall Layton got by him really quick, and it looks like he's got David Baldessar right on Marshall.
Dyer all the way down to the inside, trying to stay out of trouble, I believe. But these guys are going to run around him. And you're right, we got a battle for the lead now as Ed Walk is looking to the outside and may take this away from Marshall Layton.
Yeah, I misspoke. It wasn't David. It was Ed in that number 10. And yeah, he was trying to make something work on the outside. Now, again, this race is only 8 laps. So it's going to be about 3.5 to 4 minutes long. So things are going to happen real quick here.
Well, you saw Ed Walk and Marshall Layton both had a great run last week at South Boston, and they're carrying that momentum into Phoenix here tonight. Having a great run, but David Baldessar has interjected himself into the conversation here, now moving into second place as Biesinger looks for fourth.
Yeah, Lee, you got Michael Murray back there. He kind of looked like he laid up just a little bit. And then Sean Huffstutler too. They kind of broke the main pack a little bit, just giving themselves some room. It was starting to get tight up front there.
They were so spread out going in. It just looked so cool from this vantage point going into turn 3. They were so spread out after the dog leg. So just racing all over this track. And some good racing going on here too. Everybody, you could put the top 5 under a blanket as you've got Layton, Baldessar, Wack, Biesinger, and Murray running your top 5.
Yeah, and David Baldessar in number 45, he is just starting to reel in Marshall a little bit. And if he could stay off that apron, it just choked him up a little bit.
Yeah, I think Baldessar was one of the guys you were kind of watching. We expected some good things from him. He's had some tough luck this season, but he always seems to be up there in contention. Just hasn't been able to seal the deal yet. But we did get a first-time winner last week with Huffstutler. I'm sure he's seeing that and wanting to add his name to that list.
Yeah, and well, as we're talking about that, Michael Murray just moved into third position. He's actually fighting David Baldassar right now, and Chad Biesinger wanted a little mess with that, but looks like he backed off a hair. These cars, they're just one little slip on the throttle, a little bit too much brake, and you are just going to get freight trained by some of these cars that aren't doing that.
That's really good racing here. And remember, this heat race is only 8 laps. So we've got 3 to go here in the heat race. And him and Walker both starting to close that gap to Marshall Layton. I don't think this thing's over by any stretch.
No, but I'm watching Marshall too, and he is just keeping it nice and smooth. You don't see any wiggle waggle out of his car. He's been right on that yellow line as much as possible, and just keep it nice and steady. And hopefully these guys behind him will make a little bit of a mistake, but he's got some pressure now.
I was gonna say you got Walker to the outside. Now you got Murray looking to the inside. Are they going to be 3 wide for the lead? No. Murray thinks better of it, tucks in, and Layton continues to hold the lead as they head into 3.
I think Marshall was looking in his mirror. If he had this virtual mirror on anyway, he just saw them going too wide, and he's like, just contact something.
There,
and takes it low.
I was just gonna say, there's that use of the dog leg. That's what I was waiting to see. But Murray's on the inside of Layton trying to take the lead. Walk trying to make it 3 wide. And
I think we're coming to the finish here. It is, and they're neck to neck,
side by side. Down the back stretch, you got Layton's got the lead right now. Murray on the inside. Layton rolls it off into turn 3, off of turn 4, but Murray's going to get him on the inside. So give the win to Murray, winning heat race number 1.
Yeah, Murray did a great job there. He was able to keep it down. He was just able to keep that thing composed on the inside. Marshall had a great entry, and I thought the momentum would have taken him, but I think he gassed it just a little too much, got him a little loose.
It looked like Murray kind of backed up the corner there and was able to get that drive off the corner on the inside, was able to carry that momentum to the start-finish line. This is another one of those unique things with this track where the start-finish line is. It's basically right at the exit of turn 4, so it's all about getting through that last corner and getting to the start-finish line. That was some great racing there, and a great job by Murray as well.
Yeah, well, we weren't not expecting Michael Murray in the 14 to do what he just did, starting 8th and taking home the victory in 8 laps. I mean, that's 1 car a lap, so good job to him.
Absolutely, and looks like they're throwing him to the back again here. Murray to 10th. He's starting 10th. It looks like. Here, let's show your.
Yeah, I'm showing that. I guess for the feature now, they're inverting the top 10. So yeah, he goes back to 10th position. I'm sure Marshall Layton probably didn't like that because he had a really good run there. He led pretty much 7 out of those 8 laps, and yeah, now he's starting back in 9th, so he's going to have his work cut out for him.
All right, we'll see if we can pull up the grid here. And again, it's not cooperating with us. But you got 60 laps tonight. Again, the top 10 being inverted, so Murray and Layton will make up row 5 here in this main event. But you do have 60 laps to get it done. So, Tony, I think they got plenty of time.
Yeah, well, they're definitely going to have plenty of time. It's not going to be shorty like the heat race, and they're going to be able to, it's a tire management game. They don't get any tires. There is no fast repairs anymore, so you got what you got, and yeah, you're just going to have to make it work. You're going to have to be as clean and green as you can.
Would you look and see who starts up front? It's going to be Dyer again with Max Stevenson, one of the newcomers here up front. You got Sean Huffstutler and Bryant Newingham making up row 2. Row 3 is going to be Ty Bostic and David Baltasar. Row 4, Ed Walk and Chad Biesinger. Row 5, we talked about them, Michael Murray on the inside and Marshall Layton on the outside. Then you've got the last row is going to be Billy O. Smith and Kevin Dampier making out the field.
Green flag, green flag.
Yep, so we got 12 cars. Looks like they're getting ready to go green now.
Green flag's out. We're underway. Dyer jumps out to the lead again. But then he kind of fades to the inside there. It's going to hand the lead to Max Stevenson. You got Huffstutler right there in the green. And then right behind them is going to be Ty Bostic.
Yeah, it looks like Trevor just has a hard time getting that car going. The gearing is so low on this, and it's only a single speed. So it takes a little while for the car to kind of get into his rev range. And you kind of got to be easy on that throttle, getting it to hook up. But I'm looking at Sean Huffstutler now, and he is taking off.
These guys 3 wide for second place. They back out of it, and they're 3 wide again now.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going through the field. Ooh, it looks like
Oh.
Ed Walker hit the wall there.
Max Stevenson, big wreck on the backstretch. Max Stevenson gets out of shape and collects a few other cars here. We'll see who else is in. Looks like Murray's involved. He's upside down in turn 3. Layton's involved. Those are your top 2 from the heat race, and they have damage. I know Murray for a fact is having issues. He's finally got it going again, but he was on his roof or on his lid.
Yeah, we had Chad Biesinger, Michael Murray, Marshall Layton, all involved in that.
Let's go back and look at that and see what happened.
Yeah, and I thought it was Ed Walk at first, but no, it was Max Stevenson.
This is after the. Let's get back to this. Here we go. Coming out of turn 2, down the backstretch, he just catches the wall a little bit with that right rear, and it turns him right back into the wall, right down into the path of Michael Murray, Marshall Layton, and those other guys. Let's watch it again. Let's see. Let's ride along with Michael Murray here. Coming out of 2, you see them get stacked up, and he tries to avoid it. He just comes right across in front of him, right into the wall, and that's gonna.
Yeah, hopefully it didn't end too many guys' nights, but
actually, Murray wasn't the one that was upside down. I think it was Biesinger that was upside down.
Yeah, Biesinger took a big spill there.
But Murray still got a good bit of damage here. He's still in the pit, so he's going to have to get that fixed up.
Yeah, that's a really hard hit by Murray. We'll see if he's got anything. Hopefully it's not too damaged. But we saw last week too. There was a lot of carnage, and I think we had 3 guys actually. 4 guys finished the race.
Yeah, it was rough last week, and it was a little short track. This one, I think the danger here is not necessarily the close quarters racing, but when things happen, it happens quick. You're going so fast here, you hit the wall and you hit it a ton. And I think that's what we saw with Murray. I mean, he hit the wall pretty good there, but he was carrying a lot of speed. You got 4 cars involved in this first wreck. You got Marshall Layton, Michael Murray, Max Stevenson, Chad Biesinger, I think, involved in the first accident here. On lap 3, took out 2 of the fast guys, Tony.
Yeah, well, I know some of the other guys that aren't the fast guys. Some of the guys running up front right now, and I wouldn't even say not the fast guys, but we got Sean Huffstetter still holding on to lead. Trevor Dyer is running second. Ty Bostic, who's a 3-race winner, he's in third right now. We got Ed Walk, who made a great maneuver to not get into to Max back there, and yeah, it's so early still. I mean, we're not even at lap 5 right now, and a lot still can happen.
Yeah, they. I think some of the guys they'll see the 2 front runners from the heat race out of this race, and they're going to be licking their chops. I think we might see an uptick in aggression here. You see an opportunity to not only make up points, but maybe score your first win here. I know Layton was looking to get his first win. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen tonight. But you got some guys like Trevor Dyer, like you were talking about. You got Ed Walk, who's run up front, just hasn't had it come together yet for him. This could open the door for him. Bryant Newinghammering in 5th. I mean, any of these guys could maybe step up now and take that win, but they are going to have to beat the 94 of Huffstetter. We've seen him have speed all year. And then you've got Ty Bostic up there as well, your 3-time winner. I mean, it's still a stout field, but some of these guys may see an opening here.
Well, and we still don't know what kind of cautions we have, how bad some of the damage are, even on a Marshall Layton or a Michael Murray. Whoever can get out quickly enough and maybe get some lucky dogs back, they could bring them right back into this. And if it were me out there and if I was involved in the wreck, I would stick it out as long as I can. I mean, you never know, especially too like a Michael Murray with the 3-time winner. Something like this could really hurt his points chance.
All right, green flag's out. We're back underway here. Sean Huffstetter gets a good jump on Trevor Dyer here. Ty Bostic 3rd, Ed Walk 4th. Those 4 kind of break away from the other 2 out there running on the lead lap.
Well, being so early too, yeah, you want to just keep it clean and just stay on the track. Try to gain some guys. Maybe even save some tires at this point. I know we're going to see another caution or 2. It's just it's already in the cards.
Well, I wonder about that. I kind of question that because honestly, with only 6 guys, it's like on the lead lap, maybe 7 right here on the lead lap. No, 6 on the lead lap. There's not many opportunities for a caution, so you really may want to be saving tires here at this point and see how this plays out. I mean, that's a play to have anyway if you want to take that approach.
Well, yeah, being this early, yeah, with 6 cars already out, and David Ballasar, I don't know if he got a penalty, but yeah, he's showing a lap down now. I think I saw him in the pits. It's kind of unfortunate for him too. I know he missed last week, and now he's showing 2 laps down. So maybe he got damage, something.
Well, Sean Hofstadter starting to step out here, as he always does. Out front. And second place is where the battle is right now. Dyer trying to hold off Bostic. Bostic looks to the inside. Edwalk sitting back watching these guys battle, seeing if he can take advantage. Looks like Bostic's going to grab that position through the dog leg as we complete lap 9. Now lap 10. You got Bostic second, Dyer third, Walk fourth on your screen.
Yeah, and Ed and Ty, they're both kind of running very similar lap times right now, and just kind of, maybe they are saving. Sean is just out in front doing his thing, and he's still got a pretty good lead. So he's just got to maintain. It's kind of what we saw from him last week. He had a nice lead out in front, and he just maintained it to the end and took his first win.
Yeah, Sean's got a lead now. It's up over a second. Over this battle, Bostic moving into second, and Dyer trying to hold on to third as Walk is starting to try to find a way around him.
Yeah, and it's still early right now. It's not too bad just to kind of save your stuff and save it for there might be a late race caution again. We're down to 6 guys on the lead lap, so it doesn't look like anybody's coming out. David Ballstar is showing 5 laps down. Everybody else is about 7 or 8 laps down, so they are pretty much written off on the picture. No, I don't think we're going to get 5 cautions tonight. So
as you see Walk move around Dyer, so move Ed Walk into third place.
Ooh, he just got a little loose too making that pass, but he was able to manage to keep it up. And now he just got to look ahead, try and catch Ty, and because Ty's starting to catch Sean.
Well, we saw last week what happens when the leaders get together and start racing pretty hard, didn't we? Ed Walk maybe thinking back to last week and thinking, okay, if I just put myself in position in third place, maybe something will happen with the leaders.
Well, yeah, you could catch them, you could pass them, and you can hope that they wreck. So it's yeah, yeah. I guess we're going to see what's going to unfold here. But I know Sean and Ty, they're pretty good, clean racers, and it's not to say that the car can't upset you, and that's when accidents happen.
That gap is coming down. You see Ty starting to catch Sean now. He's starting to reel him in.
Yeah, he is coming at him fast, and I know Sean's got to be feeling that. But Sean could be just saving a little bit of stuff too. It's still very early. We're just a quarter of the way through. I'm just kind of watching this unfold too, and it's he's just slowly. He's got about a 10th on him, a lap, and he's still got to make that pass.
Yeah, he's reeling them in. He's running right against the bottom, right against the yellow line, and just inching in ever so carefully to him. We'll see see if Sean handles this because we're only on lap 16 of 60. I mean, we really don't know because as much as we talk about how important it is to save tires, or save fuel or however you want to save the grip in the rear tires, we've got a long way to go here. So Sean could be playing the long game here.
Yeah, and being a mile-long track, I don't think fuel's going to be an issue here, but you never know. You really are on the throttle quite a bit here, and a lot of it's rolling into the corner, especially in turns 1 and 2. And I'm looking at Ty now. Ty is making a move for the outside. Looks like we're going to have a new race leader here.
Down the back stretch, you got Ty to the outside. He's looking there. Sean's holding tough on the inside, though. That's where you want to be through 3 and 4 there, but Bostic's got a good run out of that corner, side by side through the dogleg into turn 1.
Yeah, it looks 3 and 4 seem to be the money low line, and then it looks like 1 and 2 are the money high line.
But don't look now, but look who's joined the picture here. Ed Walk has reeled these guys in. He's reeling them in as they run side by side for another lap here through 3 and 4. It looks like actually Sean Hofstadter's going to hang on to it.
Yeah, he's been holding pretty good. The two of them slowed down a little bit, running side by side like that, gave Ed a nice breathing room to kind of catch up to him, just kind of get a little whiff to their draft. because there is a little bit of draft with these cars, believe it or not.
Yeah, I would believe it here, and you make a good point about the fuel. This being a bigger track, I mean, it could be a concern, but maybe not. I mean, we've seen some of the bigger tracks it kind of come into play, but if you run, as you see, the dog leg being taken there by Ty, and he's actually able to grab the lead by doing that. So put that in your notebook.
I thought he was losing it going on the inside. He got, I saw he was making that move. He ducked down. He did get a little loose. He was able to hang on to it. And yeah, wow, that pass really worked for him too, because he's got a good 3-car lead on him right now. And Sean is got Ed on his tail right now.
Yeah, we've
So
seen Sean. I think we talked to Sean last week and talked to him, and he said some of the bigger tracks were kind of his struggle. Some of the shorter tracks he was able to get a handle on, but some of the bigger tracks he kind of struggled at with this car. It being
Caution,
a little bit different.
caution,
We've got a
caution.
caution, and there it is. It's up Billy O. Smith having issues there. Got it turned around there. Let's see what happened.
Well, I could think of one person that probably wasn't happy that happened, and 2 people that probably were happy that happened. And I guess if there's a fuel issue, we're going to see some guys come in for gas now. I mean, if I had a fuel, especially with what we got 5 cars on the lead lap right now, I'd be coming in for gas if you needed it. Maybe that extra weight too. Some of these guys might just show up.
And we're going to see here first and second do not pit, but you see Adwalk ducking into the pits. That could be an important move there.
Yeah, and we were told that this car does a little better with a little bit of weight with the extra fuel, and you're a third through the race, so yeah, you did burn off a little bit, and yeah, that might not be a bad strategy for him. He's not going to be lining up too far back from the leaders either. He's just going to have to get a good restart, and we all know how these restarts are.
I think he's going to line up 5th here on the restart, so he only lost 2 positions by doing it. I think it's a great move. I mean, you got to try something different. You can't just follow them and do what they do, or else you'll finish behind them. So great call to come in here, add some fuel to it, kind of get that weight down. And if you're short, you're good too. So it's important. It could be a turning point of the race for him.
Absolutely, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And it looks like Marshall Layton was the lucky dog that time around. He was able to get back on the lap. Apparently, obviously, he had quite a bit of damage to lose 16 laps. So it doesn't look like he's going to be able to, take away 5th place, unless we get some more accidents. But yeah, it's at least he's back on the track. To me, I would still just rather be out here running it.
Yeah, come out, get some experience, and maybe pick up a spot or 2, depending on how bad Billy O. Smith's hurt. He may pick up 6th place here. He's got the opportunity to do that. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this works out for Edwalk, because he was able to close back in on those guys, so he's got speed in the car. He just may have a little bit of an advantage now here with a little more weight.
Yeah, he definitely had speed. He was showing very good lap times, especially when those 2 got side by side. He was able to close into him real nice, and he's just going to have to get through 2 cars of traffic, and hopefully he'll be able to, sneak by him just nice and easy, and he can line back up and go after it.
Well, second time by, guess who pitted? Yeah, we got Sean Huffstetler decided to pit the second time by, so he was able to duck in and get fuel. So he'll start in 5th, put Edwalk in 4th. And now Ty Bostic's probably wondering, oh boy, did I miss an opportunity? Time will tell.
Yeah, that's yeah. I did when you were just saying that about Sean. I noticed it myself, and yeah, this is going to be very interesting. I guess we're going to see what really plays out at the end of the night. We got 2 guys that got the fuel, 1 guy that didn't, and I think we're going to see them in a 1, 2, 3 position at some point in this race.
We're coming to complete lap 24, so start lap 25. We're inching closer to halfway here in a few laps. And then we'll see from that point forward who saved their tires, who put themselves in position to maybe take home a win here tonight. Again, you got Ty Bostic in 1st place. You got Dyer in 2nd, Bryant Newingham in 3rd, Edwalk back to 4th, Sean Huffstetler back to 5th after their pit stops, Billy O. Smith in 6th, but he's on pit road, I believe, getting repairs. You do have Marshall Layton back out here. David Baltasar is here as well. And then I'm not sure anybody else is on the track. Dampier is not. So it looks like it's all that's running at the moment.
Yeah, I think Kevin Dampier had a little bit of connection issue too when And maybe he still might be having some connection issues, but yeah, he's been in and out.
All right, well, we're getting ready for the restart here, completing lap 25 after the second caution. You got Ty Bostic up front, Dyer in second, Bryant Newingham in third. Let's see what happens here on the restart.
Green flag.
I'm looking at third place. I don't know why he was holding such a big gap back, but that I'm sure Ed Walk and Sean Huffstutler did not want to see that.
Yeah, the front two jumped off, kind of jumped away to a lead here. And then you got third place Newingham.
Yeah, I don't understand what was the reason for that big long gap. I would have been voicing my opinion to tighten up that field a bit, because that you basically just let them check out on you.
Well, you see Ed Watt get by him, and Sean Huffstutler's going to follow as well. So both those guys clear the number
17 at Bryant.
17. That's right. I'm sorry. I was watching Sean Huffstutler as well.
Yeah, and they did. They got a breakaway, and they are on the move, and they've got a lot of room to get up there. They got a good second and a half off the leaders right now. It's tough to do too when you got these. Everything's fixed set up in this league. There are some small changes you can make, but nothing dramatic. So everybody's basically running the same type of car, and it's really just comes down to driver, how well you gas, brake, and turn, and do some tire management if you can.
I was just watching Ed right there in the entry of 3. Man, he dives right down to the line there on the entry. It's really making that work, really hugging the inside of the corner. And it's looking pretty good, man. He's looking like he's got a lot of speed. Let's see what the times look like here. Is he closing in?
He is slightly closing in, about a tenth. He was about a tenth quicker that last lap. Let's see where he's at this lap. Still about the same. Yeah, he's gaining. It just shows you he's got a little bit of speed, and he just wants after it. He wants to make up that time that he lost on that restart, and he's starting to close in on him. But I don't know. We're halfway at this point. He's still got a long ways to go. Maybe another caution will help him out.
Well, he's definitely catching Dyer. Dyer's going to have to deal with him in the next couple of laps. And it's just a matter of how quick can you get by him to maybe have a shot at Bostic. And then you got Huffstutler back there as well. And honestly, Huffstutler's not putting the pressure on Walk like I expected. Actually, Ed Walk looks like he's got the speed right now.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's on a mission right now, and he probably doesn't want to be burning up his tires. But he probably feels like he really just doesn't have any choice right now. He just gotta, he can't let first place run away like that. And yeah, he is moving. And it looks like Trevor Dyer is gonna maybe let him go. Well, second there, thought he was gonna get out of his way.
Well, it's funny because I'm seeing Walk really start using. He's actually ducking below the yellow line now a little bit in some places, so he's really pushing pretty hard right now.
He is definitely aggressive, and Sean's just kind of following his footsteps, not running as hard, but you almost wonder if Sean's just kind of saving some of his stuff too, and using the Ed wind in front of him to kind of just trail behind him.
Ed was the one that used the. Wasn't he the one that used the dog leg earlier?
No, that was Ty Bostic for the lead.
Okay.
Early on.
Well, maybe maybe Ed put that in the memory bank, and that could be you could see that towards the end of this race. These guys start getting aggressive and diving down there. But honestly, to me, if I was in their shoes, I'd want to go ahead and do it sometime in the race so I know what to expect. Ty's already got that experience, but these guys don't really know what their car is going to do if they do that down there.
Right. Well, and here's I'm looking at it now. Ed is catching Ty, and Sean did get past Trevor Dyer for fourth. So we've got a 1-2-3 battle now with Ty Bostic, Ed Walk, and Sean Huffstutler. And remember, we got the 10 of Ed Walk and the 94 Sean. They went and got fuel. Ty did not. Ty looks like he's kind of struggling out there, to be honest. Ed was 0.4 of a second quicker than Ty that last lap.
We're right on board with Ed Walk as he stalks Ty Bostic now. Closes right in on the back end of Ty Bostic. I think at this point you just want to plan your move as smart as possible because behind him you got Sean Huffstutler starting to close in as well. You want to make it quick because you don't want Hofstetler to catch you, but at the same time, you don't want to get stuck side by side either.
Now, I'm just waiting to see who's going to use that dog leg. Is Ty going to use the dog leg maybe just to even stay ahead?
Maybe for a defensive move. Yeah,
right.
Could be.
It's it's starting to heat up now, and Ty's feeling that pressure. Sean looks like he's just kind of hanging back there. It looks like he's kind of saving his stuff, to be honest.
I gotta say, could we get our what is it? Our 5th different winner this year? Maybe Ed Watt can do something with Ty Bostic and Sean Hofstetler.
It's possible. I mean, the way things are shaping up right now, and there might be some truth to that, having a little bit more weight. Oh,
you see Ty Bostic wiggle right there in the dog leg. He's having all kind of handling issues, but that actually checked up walk, and that's allowed Hofstetler to get to the outside of him.
Yeah, that yellow line is really dangerous, and if you're going to flirt with it, it's going to crush you right back. So you gotta be really careful with that. Yeah. And Sean actually kind of gave him a little breathing space too, so that was great driving by all 3 guys.
Well, these guys are starting to struggle with handling. You can see it now, and we see it every week. You get about 2/3 through the race, and then handling starts becoming an issue. You see Ty kind of move around now. You see Ed move around a little bit on the exit of 2. Oh, and he saved it, but man, you know how that's a death wiggle. It didn't look like much, but in the car, I can guarantee you he was sweating it.
He totally lost a little momentum. Sean just gave him a little tap. Again, great driving by the 2 of those guys, and Ty was happy to see that. But now those guys got their job back at them. They gotta go catch them again.
21 laps to go, and it's only going to get worse from here for the guys that are having handling issues.
And I just saw Sean get a little loose too. So yeah, these guys are starting to feel it a little bit.
Across the line, 20 laps to go. We are 2/3 of the way through the race.
Yeah, and in other news, Marshall Layton did make it up to 6th place. He is the 15 laps down, which is the closest to lead lap car that anyone else is out there. But we still have the top 5 running out there: Ty Bostic, Ed Wack, Sean Hofstetler, Trevor Dyer, and Bryant Newingham. That's your top 5 right now.
This battle is heating up again. I mean, he's running right back down. He's faster than Ty. And I honestly think that fuel really helped these guys.
It sure looks like it. And, you know, I keep seeing Ed getting down that yellow line, and I think it's killing him. He's got to try and maybe run a little bit higher to stay off that yellow, because every time he gets down there, Ty just seems just to reel away from him. But, man, look at that dive into turn 3. He is just pitching it in as much as he can to get that thing and then getting it to turn.
These guys are doing a well of a job. Some great racing here. Some great car control being displayed here by all 3 of these guys hanging on to these cars. It's not an easy thing to do, but you're right. I keep seeing Ed Watt dip below that yellow line. And here he goes for the lead into turn 3.
Oh, he got a little tight going in, and then the tightness turned to loose. Yeah, he just, it looks like getting on the yellow on exit is working out a lot better for him until, unless he gets it on the entry. So he's got something he's working for him.
All right, he entered high there, trying to diamond the corner and get the run off. Ty matches him.
Yeah, and Sean's just kind of hanging out back there. He's just waiting for something big to happen, it looks like.
So close. That was close to the back of Ty there. Ed's doing everything he can, every move he can try to make, as you see Sean Hofstetler taking second away from Ed.
Yeah, Ed kind of got on the outside. It looks like he got a little loose. It doesn't take much. A little looseness, and you are, you just lose that momentum.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh.
Caution. Quickly, tell me what you got.
Well, Ed got lucky there.
Ed made it through that for the most part, but I think he's got damage as well. That was Billy Smith, I think, in front of those guys.
I was watching Ed through that. He threaded that needle, and it didn't look like he got a thing on him. But
let's go back and look at that again.
That is so unfortunate for our 2 leaders. First and second.
Billy Smith through 3 and 4 there. Having issues with control there, and it finally gets loose off 2, overcorrects, and just, man, he does. He takes out the top 2, and you're right, Ed just, we'll watch that again and watch Ed kind of thread that needle. Man, he did a well of a job to miss all that.
When something like that happens so quick, yeah, you don't know what the cars are going to do, and it's like a football bouncing.
Here. You see it happening. He's so whoa, and right through the middle. Wow.
It was almost a blessing in disguise for him that Sean did pass him, and
That's
he was
true,
able to
because
get
he
through
would have
that.
been, yeah, he'd have been right in that position. You're right. That's exactly right. He'd been right in that position. Well, it's unfortunate for Ty and for Sean though. Both these guys doing a well of a job. We were looking forward to a great battle there at the end, and unfortunately, things happen. And even last week when the leaders they wrecked each other and were racing hard for the lead. It's part of it. And in the winter, and Sean was like, "Man, I just kind of backed in the wind." Well, no, I mean, you put yourself in position, just like Ed Walk did tonight. You put yourself in position so that when things happen that are out of your control, you can capitalize on it.
Yep, and unfortunately, Sean, it looks like he disconnected. He must have had too much damage, and probably a little frustration there too. It's sad, but 1 week it's glory, and the next week it's a horror story. So just kind of how it is.
Yeah, that moves Dyer up to second place as well. Newingham. Well, we talked before when Marshall Layton and Michael Murray got into a wreck early in the race that opened the door for some people. Well, now the door is swung wide open for everybody else, and everybody, Dyer, Newingham, they're both looking at this as an opportunity to win as well. And I can pretty much guarantee at this point that we're going to have a new winner tonight.
Well, yeah, we have 3 guys on the lead lap right now. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a new winner tonight, and my money's on Ed right now. He just got to keep it clean and green, stay off the yellow line, and he's definitely got a quicker car than Trevor and Bryant at this point. So I mean, still anything can happen, but this is Ed's to lose at this point.
That's what I was going to say. And this is Ed's race to lose at this point. He's in the lead. He's going to control the tempo for the start. He's going to get a good start, should get a good start. You've seen Dyer have issues with starts all night, so that's going to even help him even further. You've got Newingham behind him, who is looking, to try to make something happen here too. So I honestly think if Walk gets a good start and Walk doesn't end his race, that this should be his. I should, and I cringe to say that because it's not something I would say in in the race, but I can tell you from calling the race, he's in the best position. He's got the best car out there. He just needs to execute.
Well, we just saw it not even 5 laps ago. Anything can happen, especially to the leaders.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're going green.
Yep.
Let's see. Well, let's see what Ed can do. Get a good restart, run clean, and you got it.
Yep. Pace truck's off. They're going to pace down the backstretch. This is agonizing coming to the start for Ed, I'm sure. You got 12 laps to go here. Still a lot of racing to go. We'll see what happens. Ed walks through 3 and 4, waiting for the green flag.
Green
Through
flag.
the restart zone. Green flag's out, and they're back underway. And actually, Dyer got a decent start there.
Yeah, everybody looked a little bit tighter than they were from the last restart, but yeah, Ed got a good run. He's just setting sail, which is what he's just got to do. Just watch that lap traffic too. Stay off the yellow line.
Here's down the backstretch. Pulling a little bit of a gap off turn 2, through 3 and 4, right around the bottom. He's been able to hook that all night. And who's to say he maybe didn't have the best car of the 3 anyway? I mean, before the wreck. That's another thing. I wouldn't take away anything from Adwalk, because he honestly was one of the. I mean, he was able to run Huffstutler right back down, and Bostic right back down when he got a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, well, he had a really good qualifying lap too. I believe he was 4th in qualifying. And yeah, we've seen him. I mean, he's driving forward and catching cars, and that's what we've been seeing from him all night. So yeah, nothing. You can't take the attrition away from him when you have a fast car.
Absolutely not. Through 1 and 2 again. Now 9 laps to go, and he continues to put distance on Dyer back there, over a second back to Dyer, 3.5 seconds back to Newingham, and it continues to extend.
Yeah, and I'm watching Trevor and Bryant right now. It's like they're running in close vicinities, actually running very similar lap times too. It's just one gets loose in one corner, the other one gets loose in another corner. It seems like nobody can either walk away or get closer to each other. But Ed's fine with that. He just, he's just cutting his lap. And I notice he has not touched that yellow line since we've gone green.
Yeah, Ed's doing what he needs to do. Just consistent, solid laps here.
Yeah, he's got 5, 6 more to go. And yeah, it's just keep doing what you're doing. Hold it nice and straight. It doesn't look like he might be catching up with any lap traffic either. So. And unfortunately, there's really no other race right now. Ty is back out there, it looks like. Well, no, he's not out there. He's still getting a lap down. I don't believe Marshall Layton's going to have enough to even, steal 4th place from either Ty or Sean. But he's still out there running some laps. David Baldestar still out there running laps. He's 16 laps down.
You got Melissa Dyer, who, I'm sorry, who is it, Dyer?
Trevor.
He's under pressure here. We got the battle for second here as Newingham's trying to get around him. No, I'm sorry, that's not Newingham. That's Sean Huffstuck. No.
Nope, it is Newingham. Nope, you're right. Yeah, they're both wiggling. Like I say, one gets a little wiggly on entry, the other one gets wiggly on exit. They're
that's David Baltasar actually behind him. It's not even for position.
Oh, that is. These paint jobs are too common.
I know. I was trying to find who that was. So yeah, David Baltasar behind him.
Yeah, Brian Newingham is not even really in the picture right now. He's almost 5 seconds back from Trevor.
So you got Ed Walk out there just cruising at this point. Well, he should be anyway, but he's still putting out some really good lap times.
Yeah, he's actually still head of the class right now as far as lap times go, and he's definitely not running times like he was when he was in the 3-wide battle with Ty and Sean, but he's still showing his presence out there, and he knows he's only got a few more laps to get this thing sealed, and he's going to come home with the checkered flag.
And coming around, you'll see 2 to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go here at Phoenix Raceway. For the Smokin Tire Sprint Car Cup Series, Ed Walk looking to get his first win. Oh, he's going to explore the dreaded dog leg there. Boy, he's feeling good.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done that, to be honest, but it's one of those things. He's got a 4-second lead on second. He figured, maybe if I get a little loose, it ain't gonna hurt me that bad. But
oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know I still don't think I would have done it. We're definitely gonna ask him about it.
All right, getting a white flag. 1 lap to go here at Phoenix, and he does it again. He's going down there, cleaning the track off so he can go do some donuts, I believe, later on.
Yeah, that's definitely probably a strategy there. But yeah, to do it on the last 2 laps, he's probably like, well, I should have done that, 30 laps ago.
Well, through 3 and 4, Ed Walk has ran a exceptional race, was in condition all night, took advantage when something happened, and he's going to take home the win tonight at Phoenix Raceway.
That was an awesome job. I mean, and he's been one we've been watching, and yeah, tonight he sealed the deal, got it done. Unfortunately, it would have been a little bit more fun of a race to see him, Ty, and Sean battle it out. Fortunately, that's what happens. But you got Trevor Dyer with his best second place finish of the year. Bryant Newingham coming in 3rd. Marshall Layton did take over 4th place, so he got some much needed extra points today, so that's awesome.
Perseverance is going to pay off. He's going to get some points out of it. That's pretty good. But Ed Walk is your man of the hour, man of the night, and he's going to come down and show off for the fans a little bit here.
Yep, he is going round and round, and kind of a controlled burnout for a change. Some of these guys, they go, they almost look like Captain Caveman spinning around, and he was all good. I mean, that was nice little burnout. He had great car control too tonight. Got a little wiggle here and there. I mean, he was flirting with that yellow line, but great drive, and that's what it takes with these cars. You got to be smooth, and you got to just keep this thing under you.
And here's your results for the night. You got Ed Walk taking home the win. Second place is going to be Trevor Dyer in the number 38. third place is going to be Bryant Newingham. That's your top three, and that's your lead lap cars tonight. After some carnage kind of thinned out the field, Marshall Layton rebounds from an early wreck to finish fourth. That's great points for him, as we were talking about. Baltasar in the 45. He's going to take on fifth place. Ty Bostic and Sean Huffstutler 6th and 7th. Those guys, heartbreak for them as they were racing for the lead and unfortunately had their lap car had some issues in front of them and got collected there. Billy O. Smith is going to finish 8th. Kevin Dampier is going to finish 9th tonight. 10th place is going to go to Michael Murray after that early wreck as well, unable to continue. Then you have Max Stevenson in 11th. 12th is going to be Chad Biesinger, and 13th, Christopher Standridge in the number 2. But Tony, we saw what we thought we would see tonight. Some great action, some interesting turns of event. I'm not sure how you say that, but yeah. And you know, we saw an interesting thing kind of play out there at the end, and then Ed Walk was able to walk away with the win after avoiding calamity off of turn 2.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what we expected, and we kind of saw some stuff we didn't expect to see. But another great race by this league, and you know, another great drive by Ed. And it's great to see him finally get his victory because, like I said, we've been watching him, and we kind of knew it was going to eventually happen for him. And I think even without the attrition, he had a definite shot of making this happen.
Absolutely. Well, he drove a great race, and we'll get to talk to him right after this. We'll talk to our top 3 finishers and see what they have to say about tonight's race. Racing action from the Smoking Tires Sprint Car Cup Series is brought to you by Team 126 Racing, your home for hard-nosed, short-track racing action from the UK. Like and follow them at facebook.com/Team126Racing. By Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing and experience immersion on a whole new level. Visit thebuttkicker.com to see all of their amazing products today. By Track Racer. Experience refined gaming for yourself, including the new Alpine Racing TRX system. For more information, visit trackracer.com today. By Edwards Setup Shop, proud setup provider of the Smoking Tires Sprint Car Cup Series. Visit facebook.com/Edwards Setup Shop for more information. And by Epsilon Sprint Wraps, the place to get your sprint car and dirt racing paint schemes. Visit facebook.com/Epsilon Sprint Wraps today. And we're back, and we're going to go ahead and talk to some of these guys and kind of get their take on what they experienced tonight. I believe you're standing by, Tony, with third place Bryant Newingham.
Hey, Bryant, are you out there? Could you hear us?
Yeah, notice his mic's muted.
Yeah, I don't know if he can hear us or if he can. It was unmuted, but yeah, it's still looking muted to me. Bryant, you out there? Oh, well, he's unmuted now. Let's try him again. Bryant, you out there? Can you hear us?
Well, I think that's a no. So let's move on to second place and talk to the runner-up finisher tonight who saw a little bit of everything, Trevor Dyer, who's standing by with Tony.
Hey, Trevor, you got us?
I do.
Well, first of all, I want to apologize. We've been calling you Melissa Dyer for the longest time, and we realize you're a boy. So we want to say sorry about that, and just want to talk to you about your race, second place tonight. You know, there was a little bit of attrition out there, and you had some you know, early on too, and especially in the heat race, you started off first, and you know, on the pole. So just talk about your experience tonight.
Honestly, first off, it's okay. I understand a lot of people do it, and quite honestly, it's kind of funny. But with the heat race, I came into this and I was used to the last version of the track, and I just wasn't entirely have the headspace for the new track, and so I was still kind of learning it and how to race on it and whatnot, especially with the turn 2, I believe, with the dog leg. and I was just really getting used to the track. And in the heat race, I just went into this heat race and said, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna learn the track, I'm gonna learn how to race the track real good, and I'm gonna come in here and kill it in the race. And whenever we finally got to the race, I finally knew the track well enough where I could actually put down the lap times to keep up with the front pack. And then just kind of the race kind of unfolded. First off, I gotta say, I probably did not deserve the second place finish because a lot of people wrecked out, but I'm glad that I did. But a lot of other people had better lap times, better cars, they was racing better. I just had a good enough lap time to keep me where I could finish, and just glad that it turned out like this, and very thankful.
Well, no, we've been watching you week in and week out, and unfortunately, calling you a girl, but yeah, it's again, we're sorry about that. It's kind of funny, but yeah, we've been watching you week in and week out, and we noticed you've been struggling here and there, but you can't sell yourself short. Second place, a lot of attrition out there. You were able to keep it pretty clean. Have you had a lot of experience running these cars? I mean, we know these things are very finicky and hard to drive, and yeah, just kind of any experience with them whatsoever, or how do you feel about them in general?
Honestly, the the only time I've really raced these, has actually been what y'all broadcasted. I think I've ran 1 race outside of that before y'all got here, but these cars are still pretty new to me. I'm still pretty new to iRacing, to keep it straight with you. Just being honest, I'm not very experienced, and I came into this race and I had never raced at Phoenix Raceway before. I sat here, had 15 minutes of practice because unfortunately due to stuff I had to do in real life, but sat here and I'm just good with the time. I sit down, I take in as much practice as I can, and especially the heat races, practice as much as I can. And then whenever I get to the race, these cars are really finicky, but whenever you get the feel of them, it kind of brings it to you. Like a lot of people want to come in here and race it foot down, but to tell you the truth, the faster lap times is kind of in between. And so whenever you get to feel the car, it just comes more natural, I guess. But
Well, no,
yeah.
that's yeah, it's well, you say you're a new guy in here, and I know Brody and I have talked about how this car is a great, almost like a beginner car to even learn off of, because it teaches you things that you don't really get taught in other cars. And hey, this is great confidence for you. This is definitely your best finish, with smoking tires. So yeah, hopefully you're gonna have a little bit more confidence, and carry on and keep getting these good finishes. But we're going to open the floor to you, and you can say thanks or give a shout out to anybody you like.
Honestly, with this whole Smoking Tires series, I just want to thank all of y'all for what y'all do. I gotta thank Marshall Layton. He's the one that got me into this and the one that actually invited me to come with the sprint cars. Honestly, would have never ran a sprint car in iRacing if it wasn't for him. And so I just really gotta thank him for getting me into it like he did.
Well, cool, man. Well, congratulations on your second place. That is your second place winner, Trevor Dyer. And yeah, we'll see you next week, man. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so Trevor talking about he doesn't have much experience, and we're going to try Bryant Newingham here again, see if we can get him on the phone. Newingham, you got a copy? Still nothing with him, so we're going to move on and talk to one guy who's got some experience tonight and has shown speed all year, finally getting it done. P1 tonight for Ed Walk. Ed, congratulations, first off, on the win tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, it was not obviously not the way I wanted to win. Ty and Sean and I were having a great race. Really was hoping to. I mean, I was honestly with whatever it was, 30 laps ago, 20 laps ago. I was just waiting for the right moment. So to have them get taken out like that really kind of sucked. But I mean, it's a good night for points. Hopefully that helps me move up in the championship standings. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, that's exactly. I guess we'll dive right into it because that's kind of the topic of the night is what happened there off turn two. But man, you made a great move to miss that. But But to be honest with you, you were up there all night, and I honestly, we were talking about thinking that we were thinking you had maybe the best car there, balance wise, when you were able to slide back and catch them so quickly. With that fuel that you took, it seemed to really help your car. So let's start there with the pit stop. So you stopped for fuel. Strategy call for weight in the back of the car, maybe?
Yeah, a little of both. We were looking at before the race. A lot of the drivers were looking at whether or not we could make it on fuel. With the way the cautions fall, sometimes you can make it, sometimes you can't. So yeah, I figured just top off, see what happens. It definitely coming back to green. I restarted, I think, fifth or something like that. But definitely having that extra weight back there, even though the tires were a bit more worn down, having that extra weight helped a lot.
So you start back there in fourth or fifth on the restart. You have to get around. I think it was Trevor actually, and you were able to run down Ty Bostic there. And you're battling with those guys. You lose a position to Sean, and then coming off turn two, I want to know what was going through your head when we saw Billy O. Smith. He got loose and overcorrected, got in the wall. He takes out the leaders. You were able to slow the car down, turn left, slow some more, and then dodge the car back to the right. So, kind of walk us through what was going through your mind at that point.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd probably have to see the replay to really give you a good analysis. But honestly, we were having such a good run. A few laps before that, I actually got loose off of two, and Sean came up the backside of me. We both got 4Xs from that, so that kind of sucked. Um, so I just, rather than trying to hold the position, go out of control, I let him go by. And then when we were coming up on Billy there. Honestly, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was hoping. I mean, Billy's not trying to ruin anyone's night or anything like that. So I was hoping we could all get past him cleanly, but then, these cars are real hard to drive. So when he lost it and then, I was really hoping all 3 of us would make it through, but yeah, just trying to check it down. I mean, honestly, usually for me, what happens is I'll miss the first wreck and then I'll get caught up in the second one. So, yeah, I was just, you don't want to jam on the brakes on these cars because that'll spin you out just as bad. So just being real light on the controls, trying not to run into anyone.
Well, I definitely know that missing accidents like that, it's almost a reactionary. You don't really have time to think about what you're doing anyway. So just being prepared for something like that is a great job on your part too. But to be honest with you, like I said, we talked about it. We didn't want that accident to take away from the win tonight because we really feel like you probably had the best car at that point anyway. The way you were able to run those guys back down, and I feel like that Sean caught you because you were dealing with Ty at that point anyway. So you did a great job of pacing yourself, and I knew you were kind of waiting for the right moment to strike, but you were having to play offense and defense at the same time from what we saw. So great job tonight, Tony. I'm sure you have some comments for him as well.
Well, yeah, when you were in the three-way battle, I kept seeing you, dip them left sides on on the yellow line, and it seemed like it was really upsetting the car. And then we were honestly, I was kind of waiting for the dog leg move to get by Ty, and then you kind of surprised us the last two laps. You went down on that dog leg, and I'm thinking to myself, now that's probably something I wouldn't be doing this late. I mean, you did have a good lead at that point, but. It's not really a question, but no, you did a hell of a job tonight, and you deserve the win, attrition or not. I think you had a strong car, and you're definitely a player tonight for sure.
Appreciate that.
All right, well, we're gonna let you give you the floor here. Let you thank anybody that's out there watching or any sponsors you have. The floor is yours.
Oh well, thank you guys for hosting or broadcasting us every night or every week. Thanks to Marshall for hosting the league. Once again, I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Thank my wife for watching our son while I'm racing. That's a real big help. It means the world to me. Um, and my friends and family that are hopefully watching the broadcast right now.
All right, well, there's your winner tonight, and thank you guys for putting on a great show, man. It was fun watching you guys battle out there too. So again, congratulations on the win,
Absolutely.
knocking that monkey off your back, getting that first win. Now go get another one. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
There's your winner tonight, Ed Walk, getting it done tonight, Tony. He finished top three last week and was able to take home the trophy tonight.
Yeah, well, we've talked to him a few times. He's been a podium guy, and yeah, he got it done tonight, and yeah, it was a great drive by him, and Yeah, as a driver too, you'd like to see a little bit more of a fun, exciting ending. But sometimes with these cars, a nice stress-free ending is not so bad either.
Yeah, it was plenty of action tonight, a lot of excitement, a lot of fun to watch these guys duke it out. But at the end of the night, Ed Walk takes home his first win of the season. Round 8 is complete. Next week, let's look at our schedule. Where do we head next week, Tony?
Ooh, I think it's my favorite track.
It
Maybe
might
Martinsville.
be. It is. It's Martinsville Speedway next week, 8/21. Next Sunday night, we'll be here to broadcast some racing action for Martinsville, and that should be an interesting track for these cars as well.
I think I might even do a little bit of practice even before this race by next week. Well, I like that Martinsville, so yeah,
Keep it up. He'll be racing next week. I'll be broadcasting by myself. But then we had a New Hampshire, which should be a lot of fun. USA and New Smyrna rounds out the season. So we've got some great tracks coming up. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week. Next week should be a lot of fun. Very interesting to take these cars from this fast mile track to that little short paperclip half mile and see what they can do there.
Yeah, it's going to be, at Martinsville, it's a paperclip, like you say. It's some real tight corners and a drag strips. And, these cars are very hard to get on throttle. So it's going to be really interesting at Martinsville.
Well, that's going to do it from us here in Phoenix Raceway. Out west, we'll be heading back to Martinsville, Virginia next Sunday. Make sure to check us out next Sunday night at 9 o'clock. We'll be on here again. We'll do it again. We'll see who can take home the win. Maybe we'll have a new first-time winner. Maybe we'll have a repeat winner. Maybe Ed can do back-to-back wins. We'll see what happens. But for Tony Solari and Full Throttle Television, and my name is Brady Hanna. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Full Throttle TV.